Thank you for joining me here this evening. The time is now 5:02 p.m. Central, and you have a live look at an ongoing surprise tornado outbreak across portions of central Missouri. So far today, we have seen up to 7 or 8 tornadoes potentially across portions of central Missouri, as little as 3 or 4, though, so there's several that we're still uncertain on the potentials of, but we also did have a strong tornado out in western California today. This was just north of Santa Cruz. This was close to the Scotts Valley, California region. We do have tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of customers without power right now in California due to this severe weather outbreak. Again, devastation right now occurring across portions of the state. It's pretty crazy stuff for December, but it is what is going on right now. And again, we do have some unexpected tornadic activity in Missouri. We've had several tornadoes today, and we do have a severe thunderstorm warning right now for Eldon, Missouri. So if you're in this warning, make sure that you are moving indoors immediately. However, the storm is actually starting to move outside of that warning polygon. Now, we don't have a great look at these storms due to the fact that there's no nearby radar sites, but we are looking from the Springfield radar, and we can see that they are quite strong, and they're moving through parts of central Missouri, and they're going to continue to ride up Interstates 44 and Interstate 70 up towards the St. Louis metro region. So we'll see what they do at that point. There's already a lot of rain kind of stabilizing the atmosphere out here, though, so there's honestly a pretty low chance that they do manage to stay severe all the way towards St. Louis, honestly. But we could see them definitely hang on to themselves a little bit longer here. So again, we've already seen several tornadoes today out in Missouri. Again, the tornado out in California actually had a very impressive radar picture. And also, I saw some pictures on X. It did some significant damage. We had trees overturned. Cars overturned, rather. We had trees down. There were power lines down. There was a picture of the tornado that was really good. It was a water spout for a good chunk of time. It was very, very dangerous. If we just go ahead and see here, can we see any sort of debris signature? I've not actually looked at it myself yet. I just saw it on X. I saw a few pictures of the radar imagery and stuff. No, we cannot. Maybe the wrong time. Here's the velocity couplet. Again, very large velocity couplet. Look at that. I mean, that swept onto shore near Swanton, and it stayed on the ground for quite a while. It really dissipated at Scotts Valley. So it's on the ground for quite a while. Again, it was very strong for a little bit. So, again, hopefully everybody out there is doing all right. Again, this was definitely a somewhat unexpected tornado, to say the least. Again, good on the SPC for putting that 2% risk out there. Unfortunately, they removed it before this actually happened. But look at this. Look at this debris signature near Swanton whenever it happened. I mean, this is indicative of EF2 plus level damage, most likely. So we'll have to see what we get from the Swanton area. Again, likely heavy damage. But hopefully it's not nearly as bad as what we're thinking. That's all we can hope for. A lot of our Missouri tornadoes today have been on the weaker side of things, honestly. But yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up stream chat. If anybody has any questions about their location, feel free to leave those down below. I'll try to answer them accurately and honestly. We're also still watching the remnants of our ongoing event across portions of the upper Midwest with the freezing rain and now mostly snow, actually, across portions of northeastern Iowa. So that's going to be something we continue to watch out for. We currently do have over almost 4,000 customers in Washington County without power, nearly 900 customers in Des Moines County without power, 600 customers in Keokuk County without power, 2,500 customers in Johnson County without power, 400 in Iowa County without power, and then we switch over to Illinois, got about 500 in Mercer County without power, and St. Clair County, Missouri. This county's had power outages all day, a couple hundred, so that's pretty interesting. Probably non-weather related, but anyway, let me get stream chat up here. So I appreciate all you guys tuning in. I was gone, unfortunately, while this was going down. I was watching a movie. I was watching Red One. I actually thought it was really good. That's just my opinion. So what's going on? It's good to see we got the usual crowd back. How is Butler County going to look? Are we talking Missouri? Because, yeah. So, again, that's the Poplar Bluff region there. Again, we're probably just going to be looking at a lot of heavy rain more than anything else. Definitely not any sort of snow, no sort of freezing rain, no real severe weather threat, honestly. In fact, most of it has already passed you, it looks like, so Butler County should be fine. What's up, Alan, Mr. Storm, Sam, Kevin, Tornado Gaming. Yeah, the sweatshirt's pretty crazy. I don't know if I've ever worn this on stream before, which is kind of crazy to think about. But yeah, no thumbnail. I did not have time to put a thumbnail together. We're kind of getting here just as everything's dying out. So if I put a thumbnail together, everything would already be completely over. Again, these are really the last few supercells we're watching in Missouri right now. And again, I think the further east these go, the more they're going to struggle. But we do have a little bit of rotation left with some of these. Again, severe warning for the Eldon area had the tornado possible tag on it for this supercell. Now towards Wardsville and Jefferson City, so we'll watch out for that. Again, that does not mean a tornado is ongoing. That does not even mean a tornado is imminent, but it means down the line it could be. A tornado warning is whenever you've got to start watching out. Funnily enough, every single tornado we've had today was unwarned. And they threw a tornado warning out whenever there was no tornado for the storm earlier this morning near San Francisco. Interestingly enough, we've got cold weather advisories in effect now for parts of California. Very cold temperatures as low as 28 expected. I guess that's the terminology for a cold weather advisory out here. That's the criteria. That's crazy. Yeah, and it's not just like we had one or two tornadoes today. Like, we had several, and again, they weren't all the most evident, and I haven't even seen all of them, I'm sure. Because, again, I did not have all the time in the world to look at them, but the California one, that was on the ground for a while. That should have been warned. Yeah, we don't have Stormrunner Media stream up right now because I didn't really want to spend the time to pull it up. Because, I mean, as we've been saying all day, it is just an absolute bucket load of snow in the mountains of California. Nothing new in that aspect. But maybe towards the end we'll kind of bring him up here. But for right now, we are kind of focused on our severe weather threat, so I kind of want to stay locked in on that. So again, mainly watching the cell at this point near Iberia, actually. Looking at this from the St. Louis radar. Again, very bad radar hole in central Missouri here. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those days where the National Weather Service, I think there was so much on their hands and it was so unexpected that they didn't really have a great job of warning things today. By the way, look at how heavy some of this rain is getting out in my region. Look at this. I mean, that is near 60 dBz rain. That is an absolute downpour. It's crazy. Thank you, Invictus. Tuning in from Peru. That's awesome. Thank you for tuning in. Again, make sure to click that like button if you've not already. Let's try to get this stream to, say, 25, 30 likes. Click that subscribe button as well, as it helps support the channel. Pushes the stream out to the people that need this coverage. Alright, this is your hack for the day. Whenever you're getting a drink, get, say, 80% Pib, 20% root beer, and thank me later. It's about as good as it gets. Doesn't get better, trust me. Just vomit. You don't like Pib? It's crazy. So, we'll keep watching these supercells here as they roll up I-44. Again, Rolla, St. Robert, Jefferson City, Owensville, Herman, and then eventually western St. Louis suburbs. Need to look out for these. Again, nothing major at this point, but and a lot of beneficial heavy rain right now across southeast Illinois. Like, look at this. Look at that. All that nice, juicy rain. What's up, GR? Thank you for tuning in. I will say we could see a little too much rain on some of these regions. In fact, it looks like we already have a decent amount of accumulation, say, over, the Vandalia area, and we could continue to see a lot more rain overnight in that region, so that might be something to look out for. Again, parts of central Missouri actually have it even worse. We've already seen, a few inches of rain in some spots, and some spots are going to get more rain, so we may see some flood warnings, some flood advisories at least get triggered. Welcome back, Sam. Yeah, mainly just watching this one with the special weather statement. It's warned for 50-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail, and apparently some short-lived funnel clouds have been reported with these storms. You've had your air conditioning on today, even though you live down south. Oh, you do I don't know why I said even though. I got confused for a second. Yeah, I mean, it depends on how far south you're talking, but for considering the fact that we're already past peak heating time, we're still in the 80s in parts of Texas, I can understand that. By the way, look at this little supercell in Texas. I have not seen this. It's just been maintaining ever so slight enough conditions for us to be something to watch. That didn't really make a lot of sense, but basically it's just barely worth watching, just because it's kind of interesting. It's not going to pack any serious threats. It's going to be just a little thunderstorm there for the Lumberton area, so get ready for that. And the crazy thing is, we've got these severe thunderstorm warnings in areas where the temperatures are in the 40s. And that does not happen very often or at all. But here we are today. Again, today is like the wild card, the greatest wild card of all time. Think about this for a second. We had an unbelievable ice storm in Iowa today. We had tornadoes, and quite a few of them in Missouri. We had tornadoes and extreme damaging winds in California. We had a winter storm in California. We also had a winter storm in parts of Idaho. And we also are getting ready to see some snow in the Northeast. This is a massive wild card day for the entire country. Crazy stuff. And look at all that heavy rain there. It is not too often you see rain with DBZ values in the 60s. Usually that's reserved for hail. And here we're getting close. We're at 56. So we'll see what happens. Alright. The severe thunderstorm warning in Missouri has expired. But there is still a special weather statement for that one storm that has been producing brief funnel clouds, so we got to continue to watch that. Bit of everything going on out there for sure, yeah. What have you been seeing out there in Davenport today? A lot of snow, some freezing rain. Davis got drip, alright. I'll take that. That can be my name now. Change my YouTube name to Davis Got Drip. Chicago's going to look a little more interesting once those temperatures drop a couple more degrees. Trying to be some snow on maybe the outer suburbs, but downtown Chicago, I think you're just a little too warm, honestly. I mean, we're talking like 2 degrees too warm to see snow there. It's all going to be cold rain for the most part. Still looking bad in Waterloo, Iowa. Yeah, Waterloo, I mean, you've been under an ice storm warning here since the beginning of the event. Pretty interesting stuff. Again, I mean, let me know what you saw. It was probably very nightmarish to travel today. And again, areas further south you got even worse. But you're still about to get it on another wave of freezing rain there. Mostly just rain in the Dixon, Illinois area. Had a light glaze for about an hour, and then all rain. Yeah, a lot of this freezing rain stayed off to your west, but again, that freezing rain is incredibly heavy, especially, say, Jasper County, Iowa. Again, we've had freezing rain at times today in the DBZs in the low to mid 50s, which is very heavy freezing rain for anybody that doesn't know what that means. To put it into layman's terms, it is not goodness. We'll say that much. Okay, make sure to click that subscribe button if you've not already. I like how my face goes all pink whenever I bring up the winter weather radar because it reflects off of the sleet. I didn't even realize till now that I threw my charger before when I got in here. I was very excited to stream. It's been a minute since we've done a severe weather coverage stream. And by a minute, I mean like 4 days. Again, we already did a ice storm stream today. We had 2 ice storm streams yesterday, but this is what I love doing, obviously, so here we are. Watch the Storm Chaser early morning from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. just watching the ice build in Centerville, Iowa. Yeah. Again, I mean, a lot of it was early this morning, like even before our morning time stream, but even now there's still some freezing rain accumulating. And we'll see how long these storms can sustain themselves at this level of intensity. I don't think it's going to be very long. They're already starting to fall apart, quite noticeably, too. I think by the time they get to St. Louis, they should just be showers, if that. So, good news there. I am 14. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe if you've not already. Really hope that there are no injuries or fatalities with that California tornado. I would like to believe that, but unfortunately, that was in an area where a lot of people do end up living. Unfortunately, that was in a city. It ended up doing significant damage. It was very strong, and it was on the ground for a while. So while I'd like to believe that nobody got hurt in that, unfortunately, there were probably several injuries, especially since that was quite unexpected. So, again, rough stuff. Again, there's pictures of damage out there on X, if you guys are wondering what things are looking like from the California tornado. That is, a lot of the Missouri tornadoes today have not had too much significant damage reported yet, at least. Yeah, I mean, I've seen some significant pictures, and just from what I've seen, I would have to guess it's EF2 damage. It's crazy. Wow. I'm even seeing videos of it now, not just pictures, but videos of it, and I'm seeing videos of people just driving through it like it's nothing. There are literally trees falling on the road, and they just keep driving. You can't do that. Holy cow. At one point, this thing was very large. And I can't show any of these videos on stream, I don't think, for copyright reasons, but there were cars being flipped. It was bad. Yeah, for most of its lifetime, it looks like it was a large cone tornado, really. Look at that. significant 55 to 60 dBz rain. I mean, that is very heavy. Like, if that were to sit over an area, that would accumulate to a couple inches per hour, you know? Do they get many tornadoes in California? Not really, obviously, but in the winter, there are definitely more than people think there is, I think. Especially January and February, but obviously December as well, as today proved. You know, I was thinking about this. This is just every year there has to be a significant tornado event in early December, and this is the one. I was really hoping we could scrape by this year without getting one, but fortunately, no. It's quite unfortunate again. If you're not aware, for people that don't, look at this stuff every day, people that have a life, basically. 2021, we had the historic Mid-South tornado outbreak. We had the 2022, I'm not too sure on, but 2023, obviously, we had the Mid-South tornado outbreak. Again, that was devastating. Not quite to the same level, but still very big-time tornado outbreak. We did end up seeing a tornado emergency. And now, this year, we get an unwarned marginal risk day, and actually it was a general thunder at this point, a general thunder risk day tornado outbreak. It's crazy. Again, it's horrible stuff. And again, it's even worse whenever nobody's expecting it. I mean, there were just people out there driving through a tornado. You can't do that. Yeah, you missed a lot. Yes, there were several tornadoes today. We had some tornadoes in central Missouri, but more importantly, we had a big tornado in California that was likely EF2, EF3, near Scotts Valley. It was on the ground for a while, did significant damage. Again, if you know anybody in that area, make sure they're doing okay. It's north of Santa Cruz. Again, very sad stuff. Yeah, and we were literally just talking about the Mayfield tornado in 2021. But it's horrible. It's just sad to see, obviously. Yeah, I will say, obviously, Mayfield was a lot worse. Hendersonville was a lot worse. But this has still been not a day to scoff at by any means. You'd say it's a mid-range EF2. That's probably a good estimate. This kind of reminds me, from what I've seen so far, it reminds me, the size and the intensity reminds me, and the track reminds me of the Rome, New York tornado. And that got rated a high-end EF2, so I'd kind of lead more towards that side of things, but we definitely could see an EF2. We could see an EF3 out of it. Again, we won't know until the National Weather Service goes out there and surveys. So it's not like us speculating is going to do anything about it, but it is kind of interesting to think about. And again, seeing those damage reports are not good. Again, if you're just not tuning in, make sure to like and subscribe. Alrighty. That's what you were thinking? Yeah. I mean, it just, I don't know why, but it just reminds me of this. The Rome, New York tornado. See, I haven't, and that's a good point, Kevin. I haven't seen the structural damage personally, but what makes me think there probably was some significant structural damage is, again, whenever it went through Swanton and it had that very deep debris signature, I can only imagine that that's pieces of buildings. And it's right after I went through an area, too, where there are buildings, so that would make sense. Like, that looks like a significant damage to me, and it may not be. Let's hope for the best, but... Yeah, I mean, the videos coming out of Scotts Valley, again, was whenever it was weakening. So I can only imagine what it looked like whenever it was at its strongest point. It was honestly, it's not too much, maybe a little bit of a stretch, but it's not too far to say that it could have been close to a wedge at one point. Yeah, I think they were hit much harder than Scotts Valley, but Scotts Valley is getting. The reason we have all those reports from there is because a lot of people actually live there. Swanton is a very small, unrecognized town. Look at this. It's going right through me. Wow. Yeah, again, I'm leaning more towards a high-end EF2. You were researching the history of tornadoes in your area last night, and in 1967 there was an EF4 that hit, or an F4 that hit Belvidere, Illinois, killing 24 and injured 500, and then it snowed the next day. Wow. See, I know about the tornado. I did not know it snowed the next day after that. That's interesting. So I have actually seen some more damage than just tossed cars, but it's been pretty typical stuff, like trees down, power lines down, so. But again, you can find a lot of videos of damage on X if you literally just type in the search term tornado. Yeah, the Missouri tornadoes though were from what the ones that I saw, they were in like rural areas. Um, but yeah, again, I did not do a very deep dive, but I saw a couple of what I think you were talking about. Yeah, I mean, cars being tossed is a pretty, I mean, not high end feat, but it's a somewhat. You only see that with, say, a moderately strength tornado. You don't see that with a weak tornado. Alrighty. So if we go ahead and take a look here at the HRRR model, uh, we can kind of see what we're expecting here for the rest of the night. Switch things over to the precipitation type at first. Again, absolute mess of freezing rain, sleet, snow, regular rain, wintry mix, whatever, across northeast Iowa, southeast Minnesota, southwest Wisconsin, northwest Illinois. Most of the state of Illinois, though, is just pure rain. In the overnight hours, that'll mostly turn to either snow or rain. It's not going to be too much sleet left until we get into the morning time hours tomorrow in Michigan. We could be dealing with some more sleet. Now, I do think that, again, some heavier batches of rain and more thunderstorms are going to be possible in Missouri and parts of western Illinois maybe later this evening, but for the most part, things shouldn't be too intense. What a weird day indeed. I don't even know what to title this stream, bro. I don't want to just do December 14th surprise tornado outbreak as it happened. That seems kind of generic. But that's kind of what the most significant thing was today. Sort of looked like Andover. That's a good point. Yeah. I mean, it definitely did not look as strong as you mentioned, but that's definitely a good comparison to make. I don't even think that would fit in a title, Sam. Usually my regular titles already kind of start to push the title limits. You can only have 100 characters. Yeah, again, it also looked a lot like the Rome, New York tornado, not just in terms of the funnel, but also the damage, especially just mid-range tornado damage. It's weird because you don't see tornadoes of that strength a lot. Usually they don't make it to that strength, but the ones that do make it to that strength usually make it far beyond that strength. So it's kind of weird. We don't really see, mid to high range EF2s a lot. Usually it's either a lot weaker or a lot stronger than that, but yeah, I mean, so again, thank you everybody for tuning in. We're not ending, but I'm just saying thank you guys. Again, I was not expecting to have this many people tune in tonight, so I appreciate that. We're getting close to our like goal of 25, so if you're not already, make sure to like the stream. Yeah, but it was also only like an hour ago, so we have to give them time. We'll kind of up the goal here to 35 likes. We can definitely do that. Again, make sure to subscribe if you've not already. We're trying to hit 2K by the end of the year. We do this every day for areas all across the country. Whether it's sleet, snow, rain, or hurricanes, we are here for you. Again, we do no hype weather forecasts. You know you're not getting lied to. But yeah, that's all I have to advertise here. That's what you see now is what you get. But again, seriously though, it would really help me out. Thank you, Trixie. So again, this little storm here near St. Elizabeth probably will see a reissuance of the special weather statement. Looks a little less impressive than whenever it first got warned, but it's not too big a difference in my opinion. So we'll see what happens with that. We did just get a special marine warning off the coast of Florida. We've been seeing a lot of these today. There's just these little thunder showers here that could create water spouts, so we'll see. We did it. 25 likes. And the new goal's 35, so we'll see if we can hit that. Wow. Look at how heavy that band of precip is getting. And that is very heavy rain. That's not hail. That is just very heavy rain. I know I keep talking about that, but it's kind of crazy that it's going right over me. Sorry, I'm being kind of quiet. There's just not a lot to say. Check up on our little Texas storm. What was going on down there? Yeah, it's not doing much. Again, it never really was. Again, just a few thunderstorms in the Houston suburbs tonight. We'll see if this special weather statement gets reissued here since it expires in 8 minutes. We could go ahead and pull up Stormrunner Media stream since we're kind of at a lull right now. I don't really want too much of the screen to be covered up, though, honestly, so I think we're just going to leave things here. Again, it's just a lot of snow, honestly. You know what, let's run a poll here. Should we pull up Stormrunner Media? Yes or no? Just let me know. Again, just be completely honest, because I feel like it'll take up too much of the screen, and it's just snow anyway, which is something we've been looking at all day. First vote is in. I'm seeing a yes. Second vote, yes, no. No, yes. No. It's going back and forth. Yes, let me know. Poll is still just chilling at 4 votes. Again, just let me know. Again, I don't really care either way, but again, I'm just worried it'll take up a little too much of the screen. And you know what? Maybe we'll just, we could just pull them up through Raider Omega since they are on here now, which is pretty cool. Kind of leave this radar on loop here. I had to do it. Yeah, we've been talking about the storms near Houston. They're not really doing too much. Alright, I'm going to end the poll because it's kind of getting in the way of the light goal. But for right now, I'm just going to leave it off. Again, this moving through Interstate 70 right now, this is just a heavy band of rain. I know it looks like super intimidating if you don't know a lot about radar, but it is just heavy rain. It may pack a little bit of lightning, some thunder, but just rain. Not even really any increased wind speeds with it. Just some nice beneficial rain for the I-70 corridor. It's been riding up I-70 for a long time now, actually. And it will dump a lot of rain really fast. Look out for that, but that's about it. Again, make sure you like the stream. You're trying to hit 35 likes this stream. Not sure if we're going to get there, but either way, it's alright. We do this every day for different portions of the country. Just wherever the weather is, we watch. Again, today we've been talking about everywhere from California through Texas, through Missouri, through Minnesota. It's been all over the place today. Yeah, a lot of damage in California, that's for sure. Alright, I'm just gonna pretend like that didn't happen. Not gonna talk about what I just saw. Yeah, all in a general thunderstorm risk day. Originally it was a marginal risk, but only in California. Seen reports of roofs blown off in Washington. Yeah, we had some power outages there today as well, so that wouldn't surprise me too much. I'd believe that. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. I think that day always gets overshadowed by Mayfield a lot, but that was a moderate risk day up in the the upper western Midwest, and it definitely played out. Let's just say that much. Massive derecho, big time tornado outbreak as well, but the derecho had the highest number of power outages reported from any thunderstorm ever in the United States, I believe. Unless that has changed, but I doubt it has. Nothing like it has really happened since. And I would still argue August 10th, 2020 was crazier, but either way, I mean, massive event. Yeah, the reason it probably has more reports of outages was because of lack of communication possibilities after August 10th. Yeah, and again, the tornadic aspect of it was nothing to overshadow. Right, the special weather statement expired and they did not reissue it. But it was a day to remember. Alrighty, I think that's about it for today. If you guys did enjoy it, please be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you all for tuning in, helping out the channel. I don't think we'll have any more content out today. But tomorrow, we might be here for the sleet in Michigan. That would be about it. Maybe some late night thunderstorms tomorrow as well across parts of the Mid-South. And maybe a similar story on Monday. But for right now, we're saying goodbye. So thank you all for tuning in. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace. March 2nd, 2012 was Big Sam.